Hey guys, welcome back for another weekly update on the Millhouse build, sawmill shed, whatever it is you want to call it. So the plan for this week is to try getting up just a whole bunch more siding. As you recall, we're going to try finishing off this back upper wall here. We got our wrap on the upper area there, now we just need to get siding on it. I kind of had a little bit of a light bulb moment here, or something along those lines, because for the lower area I've been using these spacers that I can clamp onto the studs as I'm going along, so that way I get all my clapboards spaced evenly all the way up. But as I was standing here, I realized that all of my studs are now covered up because we're putting the wrap on this upper layer. What I think I'm going to try first is to put a chalk line across there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it tight enough to get it straight all the way across there to get it level, or whether it's going to have a little bit of a dip in the middle through here if I can't get it pulled tight enough. But we're going to try that first, see if that works. Okay, so I've now snapped a few lines across here, and kind of as I suspected, they do sag a little bit in the middle, but I think I can make it work. If I look at how much it's low in the middle, theoretically it should be kind of an even dip all the way across there from end to end. So if it's ½ an inch in the middle, then it should be about ¼ inch at this post over here. So I think I should be able to kind of compensate for this slight dip in my line. We'll give it a go, see what it looks like, and if I think this is going to work doing it this way. This is slow going on this back wall here. This is part of the reason why I'm doing this wall first before doing any of the other ones. Now, I know some of you are going to say, you need to get scaffolding. I know. It's unfortunately not in the budget for this project. I am looking into some options with that, some of which you guys have suggested to me, and it will definitely be something that I will get before I start on the farmhouse project, which I think that's it over there. That's definitely going to be something that I'll get before I start on that one, because I'm not going to do this for a house-sized or like another house-sized project. Alright, well, we're almost out of light here, But we got another 4 rows done here. So we had 5 of them in kind of that first group that we did. We just did another 4 of them in the second group, and we have, I think, 4 more left to do to get it all the way up to the top. So another couple hours of work the next day we get out here, and we'll have this side wrapped up. Day 2. Well, we finally got this back wall done here. And let me say, I am very happy that this side is done. So we are now going to come around the corner here to the west side of the sawmill shed here, the mill house. Now that I've got my door built, I know how big it's going to be. I need to add in one more stud real quick right in here, so that way that's at the right length, and then we can get our house wrap going up on there. I couldn't quite reach all the way up to the top there. I'm going to have to use the ladder for that. At the same time, I'll be able to cut off the excess along through there. But we're just about out of light today, so that'll be either tomorrow or the next day. All right, so day 3, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. We'll go with that. Day 3. So first off, we are going to very, very precisely attach this 2x4 right here to the top of the ladder. That way, we'll be able to lean it up here. It'll span across 2 of the studs, and it'll rest against those instead of jamming through the wrap up there. And of course, we are going to use the handyman secret weapon here to attach that on there, and I think that ought to do the job just fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we need to get our board across here, and then we'll need to put in one more little stud right in there to go across that span, so we got something to nail to. And then this doorway will be wrapped up and ready to go, and then we can put wrap across the top of that as well, so we can kind of fill in across as we get up there. Okay, well, it's kind of hard to see, but we got that finished up there. So now the rain is almost completely let off here, so we're going to set our ladder up here and finish trimming this excess part off from here, and we've got a few nails left to put up right in that corner. Well, we got another hour or 2 left here today, so we'll see if we can't get a little bit of siding put up here on this end. guys, day number 4 I believe it is, and before we get started here, I think you guys are going to get a kick out of this. So I've been experimenting with using a little selfie stick for holding the camera out. It gets a little bit farther away from me, you can see a little bit more of what's in the background, but I keep on forgetting to bring it with me to use it. Sure enough, I forgot today, and I thought, you know what, I got an idea. We are going to make a selfie stick. As you can see over here on our other camera, what I've done is I have taken a mount that's supposed to go on like a handlebar that you can mount like an action camera to it, and then I hooked that on an actual stick. So this right here is the original selfie stick. So first off today, we're going to come over here and we're going to pull this siding out of here that's sitting on the tracks here and see what all we've got in here. And this is siding that is the right lengths for the upper area to span between the studs up there. Pull it out, see what we've got, and then that'll give me a kind of a better idea of how far I can get with what I've got and where the different lengths can be used. Now, I don't know how much siding will get done today. I was just kind of digging around, and I've only got 1 pound of the nails left that I use for putting the siding on. We've already gone through like 5 pounds of them, so I definitely need to pick some more of these up this coming week, but we've only got 1 pound of those left, so I don't know if we'll use those all up today or not, but that may be our limiting factor for getting work done today. So we are up to the top of the door height. So at this point, we're going to switch over to the other side. We're going to bring our wrap around. I got that ready to go. Pull that over, hook that in place, get this side covered in the wrap. Then we'll start working our way up through here. This should go pretty quick because we can just throw a whole bunch of 8-footers along through there. And then we'll kind of work out the spacing on the clapboards so that they're at the same height coming across here, and we can kind of tie it all the way across up at the peak and make it look real nice and pretty. we've got our siding all the way up to the top of the door on this side as well. So all that we have left on this end is just a little bit right up in the peak up there, and we are definitely not going to do that today. I don't have enough light to do that, so that will be probably the first thing for next week. So next week, I think we're gonna have to do some milling because we're getting down on some of our siding. So we'll do some of that. Hopefully we'll get some more siding put up next week as well. We'll probably move around to the front next as soon as we finish off this end. But anyway, this is gonna be it for this week. As soon as I wrap the video up here, I'm going to add in another little clip here at the end. It'll address some of the questions in the comments from last week's video. So stick around for another minute or two of that after this. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next week. Alright, so our little bonus clip here at the end. So as I was out here working on Saturday, I would look at my phone from time to time, and when I happened to have service, it would often pop up and say, you have a new comment on YouTube on your latest video that you've put up. And there was definitely a theme to a lot of the comments that you put up there, and that theme was that people are saying, why don't you have a floor in there? Or when are you going to get a floor in there? Because you're walking around on these floor joists, you're gonna fall through. And so I decided that I probably ought to add in a little extra clip here saying what all we're gonna be doing here, how soon the floor is going in, etc. So the reason that I haven't done it yet is that I wanted to get all of the sides sided, so that way I could work on the floor regardless of the weather. It would stay dry in there. So that's the reason that I haven't put it in yet. Now, even though so many of you commented, I'm still going to be holding off doing the floor until we finish this last little bit of siding. We're almost done with it. We just have the little bit of the peak that we didn't get done when we were out here this last time. We got to do the front, and then we got to do the side that the loading door's on, and of course that is, both of those walls are just the upper area. We've done the lower section of that, so there's not a whole lot of it left to do. And with that, I'm really not doing anything inside. It all has to be done from the outside, so it doesn't really make a difference whether or not I have the floor up in the loft or not. And I really don't think that I've got anything else to do that I'm gonna have to be doing up in the loft area before the floor goes in. So sort of the next few steps are going to be finish the peak on this end that's like right up there, then we'll do the front, the upper side of the front, we'll move around, do the end with the loading in, and at that point the siding will be done, and then we'll go and we'll do the floor as soon as that is all done. We aren't going to mess around with putting the windows in. Those will all be covered over with the house wrap because it'll just be one sheet solid wrap from one side to the other across the front. So we aren't going to mess around with putting those in until after the floor is in. I wouldn't want to try doing that. Other stuff to do would be to get trim kind of on the corners to help protect the ends of the wood. That, again, that won't be happening until after the floor is in. We need to seal the soffits, get some boards across there. That way that'll cover that up. We can't have any birds or anything flying up in between the rafters into the upper area there. But for right now, to kind of finish the project, I'm mainly just trying to get it dried in and get a floor in there. That way I can store stuff up in the upper area. And then we actually have some other big projects that I'm hoping to be working on this spring, this summer. So hopefully we'll be getting transitioned to those instead. But then there's also some little odds and ends of stuff here that I'll want to continue to work on. For instance, we've actually got a power line that runs about 35 feet that way from the Millhouse. So we've got electricity that is really close. All I have to do is get the company to come out and put in a service. So I want to get this area wired in, get some outlets and stuff like that here, so that way once I get the service put in, I'll have electricity out here. That would be kind of nice. Also get the stove up in the loft area, get a hole cut in the roof, and get our kind of boot that will go around so our pipe can come up through there. Just kind of little stuff like this that can go in later. It's not really part of the structure of the building itself. It's just sort of additional little projects that I want to get done with this building. So this is sort of a really long explanation of what's going on with the floor, and to answer those of you who are saying why isn't it in yet, and to kind of get that answered. So hopefully we won't really be doing anything else up in the loft area until we're actually putting the floor in, which hopefully should be fairly soon. If there's any other things that I missed with this, I will pin a comment up there and I'll put in the questions and answers in there. If any of those come up, or if I happen to think of something that I missed, I'll put those there. So kind of check to see if there's a pinned comment by Landis Legacy Farm right at the top there. See if your question's in there. So hopefully that does it, and that's going to be it for this video.